What's going on, Will Freeman, RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com, talking to you today about happiness. It's a nice day. Got the mountains of Tbilisi here behind me. I want to give you a massive game-changing, reality-changing concept that you can use because you are the questions you ask yourself. It's all about self-talk, happiness, state, whatever you want to call it, is all about daily self-talk. You are the questions you ask yourself, and therefore the answers that you give in your internal narrative. So much about the quality of your life depends on your internal narrative, which depends on the internal questions you ask yourself, and therefore the solutions that you offer yourself. The big question, this has been a game changer for me, is before you start doing an action, ask yourself, does this action lead to my consistent happiness? Will doing this make me consistently happier? Ask that question. Will doing this make me consistently happier? And you could go through the entirety of your day and your routine and your program, the kind of program you're running on. I hope you're running on a program. I hope you're getting up early, going through your morning routine. You're on my strategy, on the tick, how to get organized. You're waiting for my course, How to Play the Game of Life, which is going to even improve and accelerate that by about 10x. But you're running through your program, you're running through your organizational system, and you're asking yourself, if you're adding something in, or you're struggling, or you're doing something that you don't know, you don't have certainty on, you have a belief but you don't have certainty on it, ask yourself, does this action make me consistently happier? Will this action make me consistently happier over time? And it's either a hell yes or hell no. I can tell you that the cigarette, or the bag of chips, or the almost every vice that you have, the answer is no. It might give you a little bit of short-term pleasure, but long-term it does not increase your consistent happiness. Okay? And doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of happiness. That's what it's like for a lot of people caught up in vices. You literally go, no, this does not increase my consistent happiness. In fact, this is going to decimate my consistent happiness. Okay? Heroin will destroy your consistent happiness. It might make you feel super happy for that moment, but over time, day in, day out, it's going to destroy your consistent happiness. That's why we need to start looking in terms of creating ideal days, right? We can only live one day at a time. What we want to do is we want to create a lifestyle where you're healthy, you're wealthy, your relationships are good, your lifestyle is good, you live in the sunshine, you wake up early, you hammer out a morning routine, feel good about that, you hammer out some exercise, feel good about that, you hammer out inspiring, purposeful work where you help others, you serve others, you are a part of positivity, you're a servant of God in helping others and creating positivity, and hopefully getting paid handsomely for it. Okay? You finish off the day perhaps with some more exercise, perhaps seeing people that you love, getting a good meal in, finishing the night, reading a book, seeing people you love, playing guitar, reading about personal development, watching about personal development. Okay, we're creating the ideal day that you live consistently, day in, day out. This is the name of the game. This is true luxury, is having that system where you live where you want and the day looks like how you want it for consistent happiness. So if you're running into a bunch of areas and a bunch of vices and having problems, ask yourself every time before you do this, will this make me consistently happier? Okay? You might not want to go to the gym, but the gym will make you consistently happier. You might not want to eat healthy, but eating healthy will make you consistently happier. And look, I'm not perfect with this stuff at all, but I at least want to give you the game. Okay, I at least want to give you the game so you can isolate if you have a problem. And asking this question, if you ask yourself this question throughout the day over the next week, it will unlock so much information for you where you can be like, okay, at least I understand where my problems are. At least I understand that I do have vices. At least I understand that these certain areas of my life are lacking. At least I understand that I am consciously making mistakes, whereas now, before, I was unconsciously making those mistakes. And so I can start to see what triggers that. Okay, stress triggers that. Where do I feel the stress? I feel it as a sensation in my solar plexus. That leads to heat going up through my kidneys, which leads to nausea, which leads to, okay, you want to go have a cigarette, you want to go watch pornography, you want to go eat a bag of chips, you want to go do something else that doesn't lead to your consistent happiness, because you're in emotional pain and you're grasping for any type of short-term pleasure, even if it's just food, mouth pleasure that, like, you know, isn't even gonna make you feel good too much in the short term. And so you can totally analyze that down to like a granular level, but it starts with, does this action make me consistently happier? And if you find that that action doesn't make you consistently happier, ask yourself, like, what's triggering me to do this? You'll probably get an answer. And then you say, can I release the thought to do this negative action? A lot of the time the answer is going to be yes, and it's that simple. It's that simple to release a craving. If not, ask yourself, can I release the resistance to letting go of this action? Okay, this is something called the Sedona method, and I found it quite useful. But what else is also useful is just being is you know, the opposite, the Wes Watson, just the power down and grit your teeth. Whatever one works for you, okay? But the start of the action is, does this action make me consistently happier? Okay, I'll walk through what I did today. I woke up, did my morning routine. Morning routine makes me consistently happier. I have about 10 things that I do in the morning. Usually answering emails, responding to people on WhatsApp, grooming, various things like that. For me, the morning routine is about getting the personal and daily business tasks out of the way as quick as I can. I want to ideally do that before 7 o'clock. I get up between 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I've got 3 alarms: 6, 7, and 8. Usually I'm up between that 6 to 7 range. Today I was up at about 7:10. Got a really good sleep last night. That's also adds to my consistent happiness. After which, okay, showered up, did 30 minutes on my course, how to play the game of life. That turned into about an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, I just make sure I do 30 minutes a day. Sometimes it leads to 4, 5, 6 hours like it did yesterday. Sometimes not. I plan on doing more today, but that at least gets the wheels turning, and because it's not something that I want to do, but I know that that course is going to be so valuable to you guys. It's going to massively lead to my consistent happiness in the future, your consistent happiness. It's going to make me a lot of money, which is going to make me even happier. So that was done. After that, hitting those positive YouTube videos. I'm back on the homie Wes Watson. I'm back off Dr. DeMartini. Okay, I've got a lot from him, but to be honest, you know, I like the idea of going hard and pushing and aiming to win those days. So I'm always on something, though, whether it's Grant Cardone or whether it's, don't think just because I'm a quote guru that I'm not a student in the rest of my life. Like, pretty much if I'm watching something, I'm always a student of. I'm watching or reading about economics. I'm reading about from Ray Dalio about the end of the U.S. dollar privilege. I'm looking on YouTube. I'm like, who's going to inspire me today? Who's got some game for me today? Bulk of the time, you know, I'm in student mode. All right. So I'm getting my game. I'm getting my YouTube leveled up, and I'm hitting the gym. Walked to the gym, banged out a powerful workout, came back, showered up again, second shower of the day. Lay down for about 20 minutes to recharge my energy with my construction earmuffs on, AC on. Woke up looking at the sunshine. Messaged my lady friend. We had a fight last night. That did not lead to my consistent happiness. I knew in the moment I was doing it. I expressed my anger about a few things, and I knew in the moment that was not going to make me happy. Did it anyways, and the fallout was, you know, the reverberations. I've thought about it 100 times since then. Anytime I'm in an argument with somebody or there's some type of fight, almost never leads to more consistent happiness. But I was in an emotional state. The emotional triggers overwhelmed me, Anger is something I've had. I have a strong temper my whole life. I have a strong. Anybody that has a strong will has a strong temper. Okay, but it's about asking that question, catching it before it happens. So, anyways, I apologize this morning. I'm doing damage control today. Not too much. I'm not gonna. I do feel like some of my grievances were justified. It was just in the manner. You know, I could have handled that in a more mature manner. Okay. But there's not one day where I don't do something stupid. Like where I don't, like I forget to ask this question, or I ask the question and I just do it anyways. Be like, fuck it, I want that cheeseburger. But at least I'm in the game, okay? So I'm just trying to put you in the game. Like, if you're not in the game, at least this question, this state control stuff, guys, is going to change your fucking life. It's going to put you massively into the game. So anyways, I felt a little bit better after, I apologize. And then for about 30 minutes, I put off doing this video because I was looking through my Evernote, and I wasn't feeling super inspired until I found this draft. I've got about 250 rough drafts. I said, this is the draft that I'm going to do today. I'm going to go all in on that one question, on getting guys consistently happier, okay? Helping them out of conditional happiness and try and remove as many conditions as possible to your happiness. And that's all about gratitude, okay? It's all about gratitude. Love and gratitude and happiness are the same emotion. So if you can get to a place where you're grateful for what you have, and then you start asking yourself, do these actions make me consistently happier? Like you're making structural change by removing actions that are sabotaging you, actions that are causing you to go into vices, actions that are causing you to feel negative over time. Exponential, massive change can happen this week, can happen today if you see it. Okay. The other question you can ask once that question's done is like, what would make me happier? Usually it's getting after your mission. Usually, if it's the daytime, getting after your mission, or if you're not in an inspiring mission right now, you're in survival mode, you're working a shit job that you hate, okay? It's thinking about your mission, and it's thinking about what you're going to do, and it's saving that money instead of spending it, and, you know, it's taking that spare moment on your lunch break to fucking get after that mission. Or, you know, if you're like one of my young clients, he's 24, I think he's going to do $1.5 million in revenue this year. It's still banging on that mission, is trying to get to that next level. He's out in Dubai right now, killing it, legally, paying no taxes, moved to citizenship to Dubai. Our goal is to get him to be able to spend 30 grand a month by January next year. Okay, that's how he wants to live, but he's got the funds and the resources, and he's scaling up to be able to do that. All right. But a lot of what we're doing is finding out what makes him happy, and it's me asking those questions, like, what can we do this week to make you happier, to make you less stressed? What are the actions we need to do so you're less, you know, not going into vices? Same thing with all my clients, same thing with myself. If I'm down, it's like, what caused this? What do I need to do to get out of it? Okay, I'm thinking about that action. I'm like, will that action make me more consistently happy over time? Okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. All right, that's why I say consistent happiness. That's the key. Right? If it was just short-term happiness, the answer to everything would just be do heroin or MDMA. All right. Now, I'm not 100% against, like, if you want to do something recreationally, not heroin or anything crazy like that, but like, you know, if alcohol is part of your game plan and you're able to drink Friday, Saturday night, and that actually does, you don't get too drunk, you don't stay out too late, that actually does lead to your consistent happiness over time. Same thing with the weed. Like, in general, I think guys from 18 to 25 should be very careful with smoking weed. I did a video on that telling you guys not to do it, because a lot of guys get caught in that trap and just don't progress and you know, waste a year or two of their life like I did. But like, if that's your deal and it's your Friday, Saturday night, and it's a net benefit, and it actually does lead to consistent happiness, and it doesn't fuck with your next day, and you're still able to wake up early the next day or on time, then it actually is a net benefit for you, and you don't have an addictive personality. It's a net benefit for you, okay? But only you know that. For a lot of guys, it's a net negative, you know, and you know, it becomes a problem because they don't have the discipline, or they like it too much, or whatever. So everything's about happiness. Everything's about state. Asking yourself, does this action lead to my consistent happiness? If not, we've got to remove it. You know, it's got to be switching that action to something positive. Okay. If there's resistance, asking yourself, why am I feeling resistance? Can I release this thought? If there's resistance, ask yourself, can I release the resistance to releasing this craving for this negative action? A lot of time the answer is yes. If that line of questioning is not working for you, just be like, fuck it. Fuck no, I'm not doing this thing. I'm powering through. I'm going back to my business. You know, I'm manning up. I'm powering through. I'm going hard. You know, I'm a soldier. That mentality's worked for me forever. That soldier mentality. Just knowing that, like, I've always felt like I can endure more. I'm tougher. I won't quit. I'll never give up. Getting high on that type of pride, that type of proper self-esteem, right? If you're looking and be like, fuck, this vice is hurting me. It's not leading to my consistent happiness. Fuck this. I'm better than that. I'm more powerful than that. You know, I'm getting back after my mission. I'm getting after it. Okay, everyone else is complaining during this post-virus thing. I'm not. I'm going harder. I'm powering up. I'm leveling up. I'm manning up. I'm winning today. I'm waking up to win today. Okay. That's where I got when I circled through these Evernote videos to find something that I could get fired up about. I was like, yeah, this is what we're talking about today. Rest of the day, prior to this video, I did my weekly wealth game plan that included moving money around, buying new currencies, keeping an eye on the US dollar index, all this stuff that I've been talking to you guys about in the recent video. That definitely leads to my consistent happiness because it takes a hold of my financial fears. It makes sure that I'm hedging, you know, into this potential loss of US dollar privilege. Gonna do more on that for you guys in the future. Making sure that I'm protecting this great arb that I have between Eastern Europe and Asia. Okay, keeping that value, moving it out of US dollars right now, even though I'm still charging in US dollars. If the country turns around massively, great. But right now I'm creating that hedge into euro and lari and GBP, Canadian dollars, Bitcoin, gold. I don't even like, you guys know I don't like Bitcoin, but I'm just, like I told you in the 2 videos ago, that kitchen sink strategy definitely leading to my consistent happiness. Doing this video for you guys definitely leading to my consistent happiness. Going to work on my 2020 game plan project. Okay, you'll see how I structure that in how to get or no, it's not in how to get organized, but in how to play the game of life course. It's going to be out probably this year. There's a couple things that I want to do for this year that I want to finish off in terms of personal strategies. For example, I need to get a new bank cards. I need to deal with something with my landlord. I need to make sure that my Payoneer cards are on the way. Look at the tracking numbers. Okay, so I'm always working on that yearly game plan for personal stuff. After that's done, I'm going back into my RLD project. Gonna bang away on how to play the game of life. Massive upgrade that I made where I just allowed that course not to be perfect. I'm probably gonna charge more, work with less people, and realizing, okay, I'm really sharing this with guys who are going to be close clients. A lot of them are going to become friends. So if the grammar isn't perfect across 100 hours of content, doesn't matter. I'm getting the content across. That's allowed me to level up massively, you know, power through sections. Going to be able to get this done so much faster. I'm inspired about it again. That came from just asking that question, you know. Does having the fucking period be, you know, perfect at the end of the sentence and all this is going to lead to my consistent happiness? Are guys even going to notice? Are guys even going to care? The answer is no. Okay, is my perfectionism was holding me down for the last 2 months. What really needs to happen is just that content dump, and then us talking about it in the community every single day, so that knowledge is totally duplicated within you till you have total certainty on that. So stay tuned for that. Okay, for now, if you want to get that game now, you can sign up for my one-on-one coaching. Still taking on clients now. I don't know if I'll be taking one-on-one clients next year, or at least by the end of next year. I might solely keep the ones that I have and just do the course, you know, the community, the social network, the group coaching, the group coaching calls and all that stuff. So if you want to get in now, you definitely can, to help you level up in terms of that happiness. And the rest of the day, I'm going to aim to get all my protein in because I worked out today. Going to try and keep it relatively low carb, but I'll allow for some carbs because I did work out to replenish that glycogen and all that stuff. And then going to aim to do something fun tonight. I don't know what it's going to be. Might be see a friend, see somebody. Might be YouTube. Might be I might even play video games. I've been using my Xbox 360. You know, I'm enjoying that again at night when everything's done. So yeah, but all the actions I'm taking today are going to lead to my consistent happiness. So I hope you found that message useful. Like I said, I'm never going to be that guru on the mountaintop. I'm just a guy like you. Maybe I have a bit more information or a couple things working for me because I've devoted my life to this, but I am not perfect at the happiness game. But I do have the insights. I do feel like I'm probably the most insightful person in this game, and I have the best strategies. And so right now, for free, this is a game-changing strategy. From now on, as much as you possibly can, when you're about to take actions, ask yourself, will this action make me consistently happier? Your conscious knows you're going to get an answer right away. If it's chips or a vice, your conscious is going to tell you, hell no, dude. Hell no, we're sabotaging ourselves. Okay, if you have to think about it a bit more, usually it's still a no. Okay, usually the action, at least during the day, that's going to make you consistently happier is the harder action, usually. Okay, like you don't want to go to the gym, but that's the thing that's going to make you consistently happier. You don't want to do whatever project you're working on, that's going to make you consistently happier over time. But once you do that enough, you can a lot of the time create a lifestyle where you're living an inspiration, okay, where you've got a business where you actually do love what you're doing, you know. I look forward to a lot of my coaching calls. Like, it's fun for me. Okay, you can create that. But a lot of that was created out of doing a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do to add to my consistent happiness over time. So that's what I call survival versus thrival. You know, Dr. Demartini's got some great stuff on outlining the nature of thrival to where you're like structured for living and inspiration. But if you're not there yet, you do have to do some survival shit. You got to save money. You got to do some stuff you don't want to do. You got to get clients you don't want to do. If you're in thrival, the second you're in thrival, okay, then we just start drilling down on getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't make you consistently happier, outsourcing it, not doing it, throwing money back into it, creating the lifestyle that you want so you can live your ideal day as much as possible as for the rest of your life, as often as possible. That's the name of the game. Living that ideal day, being happy, being in a positive state as much as possible, fighting for it, fighting for the inch, not giving up, you know, not bitching out, powering through. That's what's up. So I hope you found this message useful. If you need help with this stuff, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/coaching. If not, let me know what you think in the comments section. Test it out. Ask yourself every action as much as possible for today, every physical action that you're doing. Ask yourself while you're doing it, will this add to my consistent happiness? I guarantee it will change the game for you. So I hope you found this useful. Let me know how you test it out in the comment section. And much love to you. I wish you all the best in your journey.